Hayley. I'm one half of Equilateral, and since it's World Bitless Day today, I thought I'd just talk to you guys a bit about the 3 bridles that I like to use with these 3 and what I like about them. And I've got 2 other bridles which I've used in the past as well, so I can show you those as well. This is Hope, who we call P for short. She's just in a side pull noseband. It's from Bitless and Barefoot. If you speak to Susan there, she can sort you out with one of these. It's super simple. It just goes onto any normal bridle, as you can see. Has 2 rings on the side to attach your reins to, and that is pretty much it. You just do it up like a normal noseband, and you just have a side cue pressure. It is padded. I do tend to use a fluffy with P as well, because she's super sensitive. And she loves this bridle. She's been broken in this bridle. She was 4 in spring, so she started doing a little bit now, and she seems to absolutely love it. And we're going to keep her in this setup, and the plan is to have an event in next year. So we'd love for dressage to become on board with Bitless too, so she can still wear this. This is Drifter. He's our old boy, although he's not that old. He's in his prime. He's 14 now. He's also in a side pull noseband. This one came from eBay, I think, but a couple of years ago, and I haven't seen them since. I don't like it as much as P's bridle. It doesn't seem to fit as well on their face and sit quite as snug, which means you get more movement through, which I don't like as much. But he likes it and it works for him. He does everything in a side pull as well now. I did transition him because he was broken in a bit years and years ago. I transitioned him using a Dr. Cook bridle, which I know some people find that they have a problem with releasing. I never found that problem with Drift. He really likes that bridle, but over the years he's just needed less and less pressure. So we transitioned him into this. He show jumps in this, and I like this bridle as well. It's good for doing everything. It's also very, very soft. The side pull is my favourite because it has immediate release when you give and take the pressure. So that's a good one. And then Jolly is in an orbitless. Hey, sweetie. You gonna come and see? Good girl. So this is also a noseband attachment that attaches to their normal bridle. I think it works better if you have a bridle with a jowl strap. I think it sits more evenly on their face if you have one like that. But Jolly doesn't mind it in this setup. She has it set up like this. You can swap these 2 around to make it a little bit softer. It has a teeny amount of pull pressure, as you can see, as it twists, but it's very, very soft. Jolly really likes this. We tried her in a side pull, but she wasn't quite as responsive in it. So we tried her in this, which I also tried Drifter in a while ago, and he responds no differently in the orbitless to a side pull, whatever setting you put it on. So there isn't a huge amount of pressure through this bridle either, but it does seem to have a bit more pull for Jolly, who is rather big, and she's also been broken in this. So when we started her, I tried her in a side pull, like I said, but this just seemed to have that little bit more pressure, which really helped when we were taking her up and down the road. So much safer for her in this one. And we plan to keep her in this one for a while we get her riding away. She's been on and off with a few problems with her back and things, but once she's getting going, the plan is to transition her back into a side pull as well if we can. But I do really like this noseband as well. The fluffy gets really dirty, which is one thing that is a bit of a bugbear for me, but they have a show one now, which is all leather, which I think would be better because you can then put your own fluffy on and wash it. And then the other two bridles I wanted to show you were a Dr. Cook, which is what I transitioned the drifter in. I'll quickly show you. I'll take this one off. Quickly drift. And I'll put this one on. If I can set it up right. That's it. Good boy. So the way this one works is how Dr. Cook would say it, is whole head hug design. But really, it does have some pole pressure because your rein impact comes from the top there. So it is stronger than the other bitless bridles I find. They are more responsive in it. So it is good for transitioning. I know these bridles do get some bad press because as you take the pull, people say they don't release quite so well. Like I say, I haven't had too much of a problem with that. And I did find this a really good starting bridle for drifter. When I first put him in this, he jumped so much better in this than a bitted bridle. That's why I originally transitioned him. But you can see they just cross underneath like this. And then when you take up the reins, they tighten like that. And that's how that one works. Don't use this one really anymore. But when I have other people ride drifter, because he's a bit quirky, we put him in that. Good boy. And then the final one that I don't tend to use, but a lot of people do, and a lot of people do like this bridle, or not maybe this one in particular, but this style. This is a scawbrig, a Libby's one. I'll just set it up for drift, it's not been used for a while. Which I found when I was first doing bitless with drifter, he responded really well to this. Now he responds very dissimilar to how he works in the side pull, which is why I prefer to use that one. But again, this is a great bridle for transitioning. I'll show you how it works, it's just a bit stiff. And okay, so how this one works, as you can see, it's a normal bridle up here, but it has a bit that joins underneath, and then it has a sliding chin strap like this. So the pressure works from under the chin, as so, like that. So it has a bit more pull than the side pull, and the orbitless I would say, but less so than the Dr. Cook because it is just chin pressure. And of course, you can see it does give still, because as soon as you give the rein, it does give, but I did find that it does sometimes favour a side and then not give quite so well. But it's a good bridle, and people, I think this is similar to the light rider design, which I looked into getting at one time when he was going really well in this. But I think having a good range really helps as well. And then finally, that's the other type of bridle, then finally, I'll quickly show you what you can do if you have a bridle with a crank nose band and you want to just try bitless. You can have a side pull with a regular bridle like this Mark Todd one, and you can just make it into your very own side pull by attaching a cheek piece to the nose band on the ring, get a brain clip, and you have an easily set up side pull design without even needing to buy one. So you can try before you buy a bitless setup with a bridle that sits like this with a crank nose band. And it works perfectly well. Drifter jumps and does everything in this bridle too, and it works just as well. All right, I think that's all. Hope you guys have had a great weekend, and if you have any questions or want to know anything about any of these bitless bridles I have, or what my opinions are or where to get them, just give me a shout. See you later.